Hey everybody, Aaron with Ollie here. So today we are going to look at the integration between Ollie and QuickBooks Online or QBO, and how that connection and using it together can potentially save you some time as well as accounting accuracy. So with that, let's get started.
So starting in Ollie, what you're first going to want to do for your QuickBooks Online integration, obviously, is set up your accounts. So under the integrations, you'll have QuickBooks or QBO as an option. You would then go into Connect at this time. And when you hit this green box, it's going to bring up a chart of accounts, which to start will be blank, but basically you're just assigning your asset accounts in Ollie with your asset accounts in QuickBooks. So under things like your grain, hops, yeast, miscellaneous items, you are then going to coincide those with what exists on the QuickBooks side. Again, your raw materials like grain and hops, packaging materials. You can get even more granular on the QuickBooks side of things, but that's going to coincide again with these accounts in here. So you'll set all of these up. It'll go mark these check marks as you're going along, and everything will then be set up when you update your settings for all of these. Next is how the integration works in regards to purchase orders. So when a purchase order is created, it'll first be in a draft status. When that purchase order is then marked as ordered in the list here, at that time it will then be in the open status and it will do an initial sync with QuickBooks. So on the QuickBooks side of things, under your expenses, you are then going to see that purchase order that's synced up with QuickBooks in the system. Once your order comes in, you can then go in and confirm that everything on the order is correct, the quantities are correct, and all of that. But once that order is set and ready to be received, you just go in, receive in the order. You can select the date, so in case you need to backdate when that receival happened, if you get an invoice after the fact, you can do that. It will ask if you want to enter in your own custom lot codes, which you can do. If not, you can just do date-based lot codes, which the system will generate based on receival date. There is then a sync that happens again to close that purchase order out in QuickBooks and convert it to a bill to be paid. So that will now show a bill on the QuickBooks side that needs to be paid. You can go in and you can mark that as paid at that time. If you've already paid it, mark what the account was that you paid it on, or if it's a scheduled payment, you can mark it paid once that payment does happen in there. On Brew Day, your QuickBooks integration sync is going to happen in regards to any and all materials that you use for that brew day. So when you go in to start a brew, pressing Start Brewing is then going to pull all hot side additions by their lot and quantity. So your grain, and on the boil side, any of your hops that happen on hot side. Miscellaneous items like yeast nutrient, any findings that you might have, things like that, water salts. Those are all going to pull from not only your inventory, but then on the QuickBooks side, you're going to see a journal entry for that happening. So your inventories and lots have been pulled out on the Ollie side for Brew Day, and you can see it coinciding here on the QuickBooks side. It has now done journal entries for all of these amounts with the value against them and showing a balance here. If I were to make any changes to these quantities or the lots that I'm using, a coinciding journal entry in here would happen again to account for that. The difference between our system and a lot of other systems is the journal entries are action-based. So rather than a sync every so often, the sync does happen when an action is taken in Ollie. This is also moving the value of these ingredients from their respective accounts into work in progress or WIP at that time. So when you pull a purchase order in the system, it is then moving that cost to that GL account, whether it's grains or hops. When you brew with it, it is then removing it from those accounts into that WIP. And then we'll see how it then moves it into finished goods and when you sell it to cost of goods sold. On the packaging side of things, between the integration with Ollie and QuickBooks Online, when you go to package, your WIP or work in progress cost is going to move, decrease down, and then that's going to move once you package into finished goods cost. So you'll see my WIP or work in progress balance here. When I go to record the packaging run, it is going to pull the cost and amounts from that WIP into these packaged goods. So you'll see here, once I packaged, my WIP has gone down, and you will see coinciding journal entries on the WIP to decrease those amounts for what I've just packaged. And then going into my finished goods, you'll see the coinciding journal entries to increase my finished goods cost there, coinciding with that packaging run in both Ollie and QuickBooks. The next part of the integration is going to happen when I'm ready to sell my finished goods to an account or a distributor. So there's kind of two ways that the integration works here. One, you can have the sync happen when you go in and accept an order. Then if any changes are made along the way between when that order is accepted and when that order is posted, those syncs will happen, and it will change the order not only in Ollie, but also in QuickBooks. The other way that happens is your invoice or order syncs when that order is marked as posted and basically finalized out. So that's what we're going to look at right now. So if I were to go in and these orders that were delivered last week were finally ready to close out, I can go in and I can mark those orders as posted. And you can now see those invoices marked in QuickBooks Online as invoices that need to be paid. So the other flip side of things is when you mark an order as paid in QuickBooks, it is going to sync back with Ollie and also mark it paid in Ollie. So for example, if I were to go in and receive a payment for this order, say they paid cash in this, I can then go in, save, mark, and close that as a cash payment. It then receives it in. And then on the order side of things, it is now marked that invoice as paid in Ollie as well.
In today's video, we took a look at the integration between Ollie and QuickBooks Online. As always, please subscribe to our YouTube channel to see more videos like this. If you have any topics you would like us to cover, feel free to leave those in the comments. If you are a current Ollie user that has a question, please reach out to our support team. If you are not yet an Ollie customer but would like to see more of what the system can do, please head on over to getollie.com where you can fill out a form. Someone from our team will be in touch to schedule a demo with you. Thanks and have a great day.